Hello, hope you're having a fantastic day today. If not, hope your day turns out to be fantastic. Anyway, before I get rolling into this, I'd like to thank the patrons who have decided to support this channel. It is very much appreciated. We have some goals, and that'll help us to achieve those goals. Very much appreciated for doing that. And also, if you want to see our portfolio of all the pictures that we take of the products that we do and other things, go over to Platypus Scotsman on Instagram, and you can find our stuff there and be able to view it at your pleasure. Anyway, this project is going to be some drums, and it's part of a larger project that I'll be doing. It's going to entail a few episodes to get the thing completed. But anyway, this is the first phase of that. Been doing it for a little bit. There's a lot of drying time. Well, not a lot of drying time, but this actually took longer than I thought it would be in producing this one. But I've been thinking about it for a while. I found the picture or the reference material that sparked the idea quite some time ago. And I will post down here who or the name of that artwork that I'm taking some of the ideas from. Most of the time, if I get ideas, it's usually sparked here and there, or I just come up with my own. But if I come up with an idea that is very close to the original piece that I take it from, I definitely want to give credit where credit is due. I think that's just the right thing to do. Anyway, let's jump into this, and hope you enjoy this, and that's pretty much it. Let's go. Let's get started on the drums. I got these at a local craft store, hobby store, place like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And this is a spare piece of balsa wood that I had. I want to make these into drums, but I want the top part to be a little bit taller. So that's why I'm going to glue these onto here, let them dry, and then cut them out. And these are going to be my support stands. So let's get that going. I'm just using turbo tacky glue. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna mix some green stuff together. Just gonna do one part of each and just start mixing this. I wanna make the horns out of this, not horns, the teeths. They're gonna be around the drums. Now I'm just gonna tear some little pieces off and just roll them out, so both sides have points on them. I don't quite want it that pointy, but that's okay. And then I just want to curve them like that. And then I'm gonna make a whole bunch more. And I want to make them different sizes too. Well, now I need to cut these off. So I'm just gonna use an X-Acto knife and start whittling away. All right, I'm gonna now glue these to paper. I'm just using PVA glue. I don't want a lot on it. I want it really thin, but I want to make sure it covers the entire thing. And just put a really heavy weight on it. Now let it dry. Now on these teeth or these horns or whatever you want to call it, I want to start wrapping in the middle some thread. Just regular old sewing thread. And then I'll just let that dry and cut it off, and gonna do a whole bunch more. Okay, the drums are dry now, and what I want to do now is I want to moisten up the edges and start bending them over. I mixed some water and some PVA glue. Well, I'm mixing it now. Now I'm just going to wrap some string around it a few times, just kind of cinch it down a little bit. Then I'm secure with some super glue. I'm going to end up wrapping more string around it. I want a lot. And then I just kind of want to pick at the edges a little bit. Be sure to hold the top of the paper so you don't rip the whole thing off like I almost did. Alright, I got some of these sticks from the local craft store, hobby store. I'm just going to whittle them down, remove the solid edges on them so they're not square, and just kind of do that for 4 of them so I can make an A-frame. And then I'm going to chop the ends like it's been done with an axe or something like that. And I'm just going to do this and all 4 of them, and then I'll get back to you. So I whittled them down, I glued them into an A-frame, and I'm just going to put some glue in here and start wrapping string around it to make it look like they've tied it up. Well, maybe. And I'll do that to all the pieces and all the corners, and I'll get back to you. All right, so the A-frame is all done. I put the mount, I tilted it, and I'm just going to put some super glue right in the middle of each one of these places for the drum to sit. Let that dry and we'll start attaching the teeth. All right, all the teeth are ready to be glued on. So I'm just going to apply some super glue right here. And just like so. Maybe. Here we go. And if I can stop shaking. Make sure to have thread on thread contact so it gives the appearance that it was tied to it. Alright, 2 down, 10 to go, and I'll get back to you when they're done. I'm going to paint everything on these, and maybe some of the horns, or teeth, or whatever the crap they are. I'm going to paint everything around the sunset, and then I'll go through and do washes and kind of transform them into colors that I want. Now they're all dry, I'm going to start hitting with a Seraphim Sepia. It's a shade from GW. I'm going to apply multiple shades to these. Just layer up, but it all depends what I want to have dark and what I don't. But as far as this part's concerned, I may only hit this with Seraphim Sepia. I'm going to do Agrax Earth Shade. I'm not going to do it on the drum or the skin. I'm going to do it everywhere else. And what I mean by drum, I mean this part. I'm going to dry brush a little Averland Sunset. I'm going to dry brush a little bit of khaki now on the drums. Just kind of in the middle, center, like where it probably be worn the most. I'm going to use sandstone now, just kind of lighten things up in the middle and along the edges. I'm just going to use it as a highlight, but I'm also going to do the center, kind of semi-stipple, dry brush. I don't want a clean pattern in here. I need to talk in flowing sentences. Dry brushing is just removing most of the paint off your brush. In this case, I don't want hardly any paint on here, so I don't want to go crazy on this and have too much color change. This is just the final accent color, or the final highlight, if you were. I'm going to dry brush some scrag brown on the wood. Scrag brown, can't pronounce that crap. Anyway, I'm going to do this on the wood. Okay, I'm going to dry brush Ungor Flesh this time, and I'm going to do it on the wood. And I want to make sure I hardly have any any paint on my brush. Very, very lightly. I also don't want to put a lot of pressure on the brush when I do it. I don't want this to be overwhelming. I just want to be a super, super light accent. And I don't want to get near the joints where it's darker. I want to keep that dark. So just kind of in between. And especially on the ends. Now I'm going to paint all the teeth sandstone. All right, I'm going to apply some sepia towards the base where the string is attached. Not go too far up the teeth, just enough to give it a nice hue. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint the tips just a normal oil and just to darken them up, and I'll probably go darker after that. But I want to make sure I hang it upside down so the excuse me, so the shade goes down. And then as I rotate it around, just make sure I get the insides over here. I'm going to do another round of known oil, but I just want to color the tips black right now with some black paint. So I'm going to now go back with sandstone and just streak where the black ends and also the tan, and blur the lines and just kind of make little streaks too, just to give it more transition than it already has, because in some places it's pretty abrupt. So I just want to blur those out, and in places just kind of make lines. Now I'm going to paint white on the end of all these teeth just a little bit. Just kind of lighten it up, give it more contrast. Not a lot. So I practiced on that one. I'm using Cabinet Gray, or just a gray, and I want to kind of lighten the center up to where it likes it's been worn. And so I just put a little teeny tiny bit on my brush, wipe some of it off. I'd rather start with less, but I'm not going to dry brush. So I want more control than as if I was to dry brush. There you go. Well, that's a wrap on the drum tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope there was something in there that you can apply to your hobby. If not, hopefully it was just enjoyable. Anyway, before I get rolling, I want to just thank all those who left comments and gave me some direction on the cyberpunk projects that I want to do. I have some good ideas, and you can continue to suggest if you'd like, and I'm open because new ideas and new suggestions help me find stuff, and I really want to kind of dive into that a little bit more. But I did have to order some materials and have to go pick some up, so it's going to be a little bit before I can jump into that project fully and actually start doing a tutorial out of it, but that's cool. I have some other ones in the works that are coming up that are fun. If you like the channel and you enjoy the channel, one way to support us is on Patreon, and it helps us in what we do and our goals, and if you find value in this, of course. If not, that's fine too. If you like the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, hit the like button. Leave a comment. Always happy to engage with the comments. I enjoy those. But if you don't subscribe, that's cool too. Hopefully we do something in the future that you'll want to subscribe to the channel and partake. Anyway, but this tutorial took a little bit longer than I thought. I wanted to do one that was still I liked, but would kind of relieve the time crunch on me, but it actually took longer because of all the thread and all the teeth and all the time-consuming parts that took a little bit of time to dry, but that's okay. They actually turned out better than I thought, so I really like them. So that was a bonus. But this is just a couple pieces in a larger project moving forward, so that's there's going to be more pieces that are going to kind of come together on this. I'm rambling now, but I think I already plugged Instagram, but I'm just going to plug it again. Also, you can find us on Twitter at Platypus Scotsman as well, and that's about it. Hope you have a wonderful day today, or evening, or whenever you happen to be watching this. And my mom used to always tell me that anybody can do art, and I truly believe that. Ciao.